I've been a fan of the Animal Crossing games pretty much since the GameCube days, and every time there's been a new Animal Crossing release, I've definitely picked it up and played it. But man, there was something about Animal Crossing New Leaf that just hit differently compared to all of the other games in the franchise. And oftentimes a lot of the fan base for Animal Crossing point to New Leaf as potentially being one of the best games in the whole series, but actually, now that I think about it, I don't really remember playing this game as much as other Animal Crossing games. Does Animal Crossing New Leaf even live up to the hype that is often associated with this game? Well, I think there's only one way to find out, and yes, it's time we finally go ahead and spend 100 days in Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. And oh boy, was this a unique experience. We've done 100 days in other Animal Crossing games, but none of them have gone the way that this specific one ended up going. And not trying to give anything away, but by the end of this video, there's this revelation that leads into something really big, I think, that we've never done before, and it's all because of Animal Crossing New Leaf. So let's just strap in and start at the beginning so we can get the full context with our experiences in Animal Crossing New Leaf. So let's go ahead and start on day one. So Animal Crossing New Leaf brings us back to the traditional train ride that was iconic back in the first Animal Crossing game. And of course, Rover shows up again and he wants to know where we're going and why. He's a little nosy. Of course, I'm gonna name my town Kikowani as I always do. This is actually really interesting. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, you did get to see 4 different versions of what your town could look like and pick which town you wanted it to be based on the map. This was not something in the older games, but it's something I think they kept with Animal Crossing New Horizons. I ended up choosing this second map because I felt like it looked the coolest. And then of course, you know, you have to enter the regular stuff Rover asks you about, like your name. He asks you some questions. Those questions will dictate the way that you look. I hope I'm answering questions in a way that's not going to make myself look very ugly. Rover mentions that he's been riding trains since 2002 or so. This makes me feel old, but me too, I guess. We get off the train and the big reveal is I look like this. It's gonna take some getting used to. It's definitely different from how I feel like I've looked in all the other types of playthroughs, but I've also rocked some very wild styles when playing games like City Folk. So, you know, at least I look somewhat like a normal Animal Crossing villager. Okay, honestly, I kind of hate the way I look. We're gonna need to get like something done about this eventually. So what's interesting about this game is when you make your way over to like the town hall area where you're supposed to go first, everyone thinks I'm the mayor for some reason. This aspect doesn't really get expanded on too much. We're just randomly the mayor now because we showed up and they thought that's how it was, and I guess that's how politics work in Animal Crossing. So okay then. Also, is that horse named Elmer? What is going on here? Okay, so Isabelle wants me to follow her to town hall, and I'll be honest, I was just kind of getting a kick of the fact that she just follows me around in this game for a while, so I kind of ran around a bit trying to see if I can lose her trail. Okay, I finally did go into the city hall, and Isabelle gives me the whole rundown of what I need to do to play Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I guess I do need to find a place to live. That would be kind of important when you're moving into a town that you don't know why you're going to. But this game is interesting because in all the other Animal Crossing games, there's just like vacant houses around. You just pick a house and you just move into it. This game, no. It's a whole big ordeal. They gotta figure out a plot of land. They want to build a house for you. It's like a whole big process. So I was directed to head up to the Main Street area, which essentially is just like the northernmost part of the town over these railroad tracks. And I have to find Nook's homes. I guess Tom Nook is now, you know, expanding his business practices, and he just has this nice little office set up here where he can go over your home plans. Okay, so I talked to Tom Nook a bit. He explains to me that he wants me to pick a location for where I will eventually live and have a house. So we head back down. He follows me around, which I still think is hilarious. I tried a couple of different places that Tom Nook thought were not the best ideas of places to build. I finally did find this cool place over on this side of the town where it kind of overlooks the water a bit from the side, but it's also near everything else. Tom Nook even shows me what the house is gonna look like once it's constructed. That looks great. I'm ready to move in now. And then I remember we get a tent. Tom Nook just sets you up with a tent, and that's what you're living in at first until you can pay off some initial debt. Gee, thanks. So after setting up my tent, I have to go back and talk to Isabelle about my new mayor duties or something, because I'm now in this new position that also I noticed doesn't pay you. They actually end up doing this whole big ceremony for me being the new mayor. Who's paying for this ceremony? Definitely not these tax-paying Animal Crossing villagers. I know that. They don't pay taxes. Okay, then one thing I do love about Animal Crossing New Leaf is on your first day, they plant this tree, and every day that you play the game, the tree will slowly grow, and eventually it'll be this like big tree maybe, I think. And since we're gonna be playing every day, we'll get to see this tree grow maybe a bit. You know what? If I'm gonna be the mayor of this town now. I better make sure I know these residents that live here. So I went around and introduced myself to all the townsfolk. I got Elmer, who hopefully doesn't get turned into glue. Cookie, who I know is actually a really popular villager, though I've never actually had her. I got Limburg with his 5 o'clock shadow. Sterling, who apparently is still in medieval times. And this frog named Gigi, who surprisingly has a pretty cool house. You know what? Everyone here is actually pretty nice. They're pretty polite. Oh, and Tom Nook wants 10,000 bells before he's willing to even start building my house. Gee, thanks. Also, I should mention, I started this on New Year's Day, so there's like a little event going on over here, and Isabel's wearing a tuxedo? She gave me something though. Well, there's no better day than today to try to get started on saving up money to pay off debts already. I decided to go ahead and try to shake some trees, and eventually I got stung by a bunch of bees, which seems commonplace for any Animal Crossing video I do. I can sit on rocks in this game? This is incredible. When did they allow this to be a thing? I stopped by this store, which is like the consignment retail shop. It looks like Tom Nook enlisted the Nooklings to come down to the shop and do some shady business trading with Reese and Cyrus. We're just gonna ignore whatever's going down here for now. But there is something good about this game and having the recycle store instead of the regular like Tom Nook market, because this shop will buy things at a 20% higher rate than what you can actually get at like Nook's Cranny or the equivalent in this game, which is Nookling Junction. So a lot of the time we'll be selling our things here instead of like at the regular Nookling store. I actually did end up selling some stuff just so I had a little bit of pocket change. Interestingly, over by my tent, it looks like I have a mailbox set up, and that mailbox actually has mail. A letter from Nintendo. They gave me an instruction manual for the game that I'm playing currently. Thanks, I guess. Okay, so with the little money that I did have, I went back to the Nookling store up by Main Street, and I ended up buying both a shovel and a fishing rod. I'm hoping that these two tools will help me make a lot of money and perhaps pay off some debts early on. Immediately, I was already using my shovel trying to dig at the rocks to see if I could find a money rock, and I also dug up some fossils I found. At one point, I hit a rock, and money did start pouring out, and I felt really proud of myself for being prepared to try to capitalize on this rock. But after a bit, I actually had a decent chunk of change, and I decided to go back to the Main Street area to make a payment on my loan. And you know what? I'm really proud of ourselves. We grinded this one out, and we actually managed to save up 10,000 bells in day one alone, which is enough to pay off our tent. So we'll be like moving into a house before too long, and that's pretty exciting. But that was just the beginning of day one being completed, and you know, we made some good progress. Also, I bought this game table because, you know, I gotta have some cool furniture in my house. But we have 99 more days to go, so things can only get interesting, to say the least. Day 2 did start off a bit differently. Before I even load up the game, Isabel's already on the loading screen telling me she needs me to come over and talk to her. Okay, slow down. Let's at least like load things up first. I woke up in the house that was constructed in the middle of the night somehow. Well, at least I do have a house now, which is kind of neat. So I do eventually make my way over to Town Hall because Isabel was wanting me to go over that way, and she talks to me a lot about some stuff. She even mentioned she used to like live in cardboard boxes. I feel like that's oversharing maybe on the first day on the job, but whatever. She said that she just really didn't want Digby to find out, so why are you telling this random person that you barely know? I don't know. Okay, so it was all fine and dandy when they called me the mayor. They wanted to have a ceremony for me. They planted this tree in my honor, and now I'm finally here for my first day on the job, and they're telling me I'm not allowed to do anything unless I have the required approval rating from the town, and I'm kind of just stuck here wondering what type of bureaucracy is this? I'm a mayor, but I can't do anything unless every single person unanimously agrees that I'm the best? Man, that's gonna be kind of hard. What's really interesting is, despite the fact that it seemed like people were really excited that I would be the new mayor to the town, when I asked what my actual like approval rating was, I only had 15%. But you know what? Hey, for a new day on the job, just starting things off, 15% is like higher than the average modern day politician, so I'd say I'm off to a pretty decent start. Okay, so Isabel mentioned that if we got a new town flag, that could be a good way for me to get a few points with the locals. So I spend so much time designing what I think could be like the best possible, best looking, most beautifully designed flag that I could draw. The problem is I'm not good at this type of stuff. I was gonna draw like a villager, and this is what I ended up coming up with. You know what? Hey, let's just keep it. Maybe other villagers will get the charm of it and it'll be perfect. I mean, look at this. It's not the worst thing, right? Someone tell me that's not the worst thing. Okay, then we had to do a town tune. I don't know. I ended up coming up with Smoke on the Water as my town tune, and it plays it way too fast, so it doesn't even sound right. Listen to this. After all of this, I decided to go and continue on with like my regular day-to-day errands and routines, you know, like digging up fossils or shaking trees. Also, Tom Nook wants 40,000 bells for the house, so I'm definitely not super motivated to pay it off today. I ended up finding quite a few fossils, so I took them over to Blathers to get them assessed. Fortunately, he lets this process be so much quicker than it used to be, and then I took them over to Reese to sell them, and you know what? I think I'm making decent profits. At one point, I went into my house and Isabel randomly showed up, and she gave me some wallpaper. All right, I guess. Okay. Before we go into day 3, we don't have a sponsor today, so instead, I just want to plug Gamersupps, who has been working with our other channel, Rocket Sloth, for years now, but we wanted to kind of extend things over here too. But yeah, Gamersupps is awesome. You just add this to your water, and boom, instant energy drink that has really good flavor, like seriously good flavor. I drink this stuff all the time. It's sugar-free, but it has caffeine also, so you'll be awake and ready to go at any time. Actually, I stopped drinking sodas and energy drinks and started drinking Gamersupps more regularly because I like the taste better. And trust me, I swear by Arctic Cooler, it recently became my favorite flavor and I'll die for it. Not really, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Gamersupps gives us a very generous share every time someone purchases using our link or code Rocket Sloth. So it's a great way to support the channel if you like our content, but also get something cool. They have some really cool shaker cups, including these waifu cups that include these over-the-top anime characters on them. My wife's a huge fan of the collection that we've acquired. Listen, wouldn't this look great in your own collection? Or maybe you got a special someone that you need to buy a waifu cup for, just to tell them, you know, hey, I get you. Okay, where am I going with this? So yeah, use code Rocket Sloth and we'll just get right back into day 3. Okay, so day 3, I think it's time I try to get my footing. I gotta do something about this house. And we probably are gonna need to get a little bit more space. What is this tent over here? Red is here on day 3 and already has cool stuff for sale. I'm not mentally ready for this. I don't even have a big enough house. Now I'm supposed to figure out if this art is real or not. I think we're gonna pass this time around. Also, we're gonna have to start thinking about how we're gonna get that 100% approval rating. I guess we need to mingle with the townsfolk, the commoners. Okay, so I'm hitting rocks and I get this purple gem. That's kind of nice. That should sell for a little bit. I think this is one of the few games that actually had this, so that's neat. Okay, I went to the store and there's nothing really too new to buy, nothing that I need to get. I did buy this net though, and then shortly after I fell in a hole. I then messed up my money rock. Great. Oh, what's this? Okay, so Wisp showed up and he wanted me to go in my house to open this lamp that he's in. That was cool. He just wants me to like put an amiibo on or something, and I don't have an amiibo. Who are you? Beardo? Oh no, I've never liked this guy. Okay, so I then went ahead and dug up some fossils to get those assessed. I talked to Elmer and Cookie because, you know, I'm trying to rub shoulders with these people, or bump shoulders. What's the correct term for that? Either way, I need to try to socialize a little bit better. I ended up getting 18,000 bells selling all this stuff, which is really cool. Can I pay off my debt already? I might not have much furniture, but a bigger house would be great since New Leaf's house costs astronomically more than ever before. We need to like pay the stuff off as quickly as we can to fill up the house. I'm proud of myself for paying this debt off, but I feel like we're gonna be in some serious money issues very, very soon. Well, time to go to sleep and see our bigger house and bigger debt tomorrow. Day 4, Tortimer, the old mayor, kind of just showed up before the game started, which was kind of cool. He tells me about some tropical island, and I definitely think this is gonna be something big I can use to make money later on. Just trust me. It looks like our house is also bigger. That's pretty exciting. Okay, we desperately need furniture to fill this thing though. My mom sent me a polka dot table, but it's not really my style. I'll be honest, I don't really know what my style is, but I don't think it's this. Checking my approval rating, it's only up to 35%. Really? And we found out that Cherry is apparently going to be moving into my town, so that could be cool. I found the money rock, and this time I actually hit it perfectly, which I was pretty proud of. I gotta say I'm pretty lucky in this first week because now Sahara's in my town. I mean, we had Red and we have Sahara and we had the New Year's thing. There's stuff happening. Sahara will help me with my wallpaper, so I pay her and take her to my house. And we're pretty desperate to make our house look better, so let's go. Payment up front. Great. I hope this isn't bad. So the big reveals now, and I'm not sure that I like it, but it's also not awful. It is a step up from where I was before, so I guess it'll do. I want basic furniture, so I go to Nook's store and he has a lunar lander. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't even have a chair yet. I sold some stuff and I ended my day with 23,000 bells after, you know, selling my little errands that I do to Reese. Okay, so now we go into day 5. I actually found the money rock today right away, so that was pretty cool. Also, I tripped in some snow while running, so wasn't too proud of that. I didn't even know that can happen. I wandered off to the Nookling store, but there was actually nothing really too good for sale. I mean, maybe this lamp. It's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know.
You know what? I want to support the local economy. Let's go ahead and just buy it. And okay, I guess I'm up a little bit early because Nook Homes is actually closed today, so I can't talk to Nook and work on upgrading my home anymore. I'm actually kind of disappointed in this. I don't know how much money I'm going to need for my next expansion, and it's probably going to be a lot, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. I did manage to find Tortimer by the beach, like the old mayor from the older Animal Crossing games. He's just chilling here. He told me more information about the beach. I don't know what else he's talking about, maybe an island or something, but we have more pressing missions, like we need to get more furniture for the house. I feel like our house doesn't have a whole lot going on just yet. Okay, day 6, there was no time to waste. I got serious mayor duties to get to, and I still don't have that development permit so we can do more things in this town. We need to get that 100% as soon as possible. So let's go talk to Isabel. At this point, we have to be getting close to having the 100% that we need. Okay, it looks like we have a 41% approval rating. That's disappointing. Well, the only thing we can do now is try to coerce our villagers into liking me more, so I guess we'll have to go actually talk to our villagers for once. Isabel also mentions that I can pull weeds to try to make my town nicer and have people appreciate me as the mayor even more. Okay, bet. I guess we can go and pull some weeds. But I also think talking to the villagers might be a good way to try to get this approval rating up. I went and talked to Gigi, and she wants me to find something to redecorate her house with. How does this fall under the mayor responsibility? I don't know, but whatever. Okay, we'll do it. We will do these acts to try to ensure we get that higher mayor approval rating. So I ended up choosing to buy this overpriced lantern, which I'll give to Gigi, I guess. And in return, she gave me a pyramid? Okay, honestly, what am I gonna do with this pyramid in my house? Look at this. Over on the flip side of things, I met Cherry, who just moved into town. Can we talk about how awesome her house actually looks like from the inside? I did some weeding to work on that approval rating, and I looked for the money rock. Okay, now Sterling found something that Gigi lost, and he wants me to run it over to her. But she's literally standing right here. Like, they are right next to each other. I mean, really, dude? You're gonna make me do all this? To make it even more awkward, she lost her blue tie-dye tank at Sterling's house? Yeah, I'm not gonna ask anything about that. Okay, well, Gigi decided to give me a table, which is good because we need furniture. While I was walking outside, Beardo asked me if he could call me Chickpea. I told him no to that. Okay, you know what? At least the inside of my house is coming together. Sort of. So after all of this time, I finally did find the money rock, but I definitely messed it up. I wasn't prepared for the money to actually come out of this one, and I think I lost out on some potential money I could have earned here. Oh yeah, Nook Homes is probably open now, so I decided to casually drop by, and he just lets me know I owe him 98,000 bells for the renovation he did on my house? That's a lot, and we're only just getting started with all of this. Like, we're not even at a week yet, and we owe 98k to Nook. I mean, I guess I saved up a decent chunk of bells, but that's not even nearly enough. So I decided to do what any responsible person with a little bit of money in their wallet would do. Go to Nookling Junction and buy a couch and this bed. I really hate the sheets, so maybe I can customize it? Maybe? I know I should be saving up so I can pay off this debt, but right now I can't be stopped. Okay, so I went to the recycle place to see if I can get the bed customized, and Reese won't let me talk to Cyrus. So I guess I'm not allowed to customize things yet. I don't really know how this works, so I'm stuck with this bed now that I don't really care for the way that it looks. Okay, so now we're going on to day 7. It has officially been the 1 week mark of us moving into this town, and our approval rating after 1 week, let's see what it's been, 67%. Come on! I ran errands, I talked to everyone, I weeded, and I still only have 67% of my approval rating that I need. We have a new villager. Her name's Molly. She seems okay. She's not as cool as Cherry, though. Beardo wants me to deliver something to Sterling, and not again. Guys, Sterling is right here. Come on. Deliver the stuff yourself. So Sterling gave me a bamboo shoot in return. How do I plant these in this game? Elmer wants me to go and catch him a dab. Like, really, dude? You're gonna bribe me for my approval rating? Sure, Elmer. I'll do it. But I'll remember this. So I spent quite a long time trying to catch this dab. I caught all sorts of stuff, But, you know what? I couldn't get the dab, so you know what? Too bad for Elmer. I tried. Sterling also now wants to call me Cleats. I said no to this as well, and I ended up buying a shower stall and sold the fish that I caught to pay for it. I don't know. I feel like ultimately I accomplished nothing today, but maybe, hopefully, my approval rating will be up a little bit by tomorrow. We'll have to see. Alright, so going into day 8, I was looking at a 91% approval rating. I am getting so close. This is a little bit frustrating, but you know what? Whatever. Let's talk to more of our people. We'll see what's going on. Beardo wants a catchphrase. Okay, I think I can come up with something to maybe help him out. I did also find a money rock and found a gold gem. These pop up quite a bit, so maybe I need to make sure I'm hitting more than just the money rock when I'm running around, because maybe we can find some gold every once in a while and make some bank there. You know, from there, I did the usual. I found some fossils. I'm up to 68,000 bells, which I think is pretty good. I mean, we will have to make a big payment on our house soon, but I think some exciting days are just ahead of us, and oh boy, are we in need of money. Also, I'm just looking at my house. It's feeling pretty cluttered. I think we really do need to get a bigger house so we can have more furniture. Going into day 9, it looks like our approval rating hit 100%. Yes, good job. Okay, apparently it takes a day for my development permit to actually process, so there's nothing I can do despite the fact that I hit 100%, so great. Also, I realized that I've been wearing the same clothes for 9 days now. I guess we should go and do something about that. I finally went to the Able Sisters store and met them. I kind of felt bad meeting them now for the first time 9 days into my playthrough. This shirt looks pretty mayorly, correct? I think we could buy this and maybe these pants to go with it. Okay, this crown looks perfect for a dictator like me. I mean, a mayor like me. It's 1,000,000 bells? Yeah. Hey, look at this monocle over here. This looks affordable. I mean, mayorly. Okay, are you guys ready for the big reveal? Boom. I won't wear this forever or look like this forever, but hey, it's a start. Also, I do want to see like Nook's Cranny update at some point so we can see more furniture, so I'm gonna go try to support them a bit. I bought this cabinet and a guitar, and I know I still owe 98,000 bells, but I still have like 68k, so it's not looking all that bad. I've been kind of breaking even. I ran around a bit and I found a gold ore in a rock, and I found the money rock, and I found some fossils and gyroids, and then I went back to the house and did some decorating to clean some stuff up. Alright, it's day 10, and I swear it's written in the stars! We're paying off our debt today. We have to do it. It's been too long. We got to get this thing paid and under control. Now, yesterday when I was redecorating my house, it did feel a little bit cluttered, so I decided to make the executive decision to sell that shower booth and pyramid. I can always reorder them later, but things are just getting too crowded with the new furniture pieces, so we will be selling some stuff today. I did head over to Blathers to get the fossils evaluated, and also, since my development permit is in, hopefully, maybe I should stop by and talk to Isabel. So I talked to Isabel, she gave me the whole rundown of ordinances and projects and whatever, and I decided first things first, we need to build a fountain. I don't know why I chose a fountain as the most important thing we needed. Usually people build bridges, they enact an ordinance or something like that. No, we need a fountain, even if it's almost 100,000 bells on top of everything else that I'm paying for, and I'm probably going to be the only one to actually contribute and pay for this. But you know what? I'm the mayor, and that's the sacrifice a mayor should be willing to make. You know, unless something else more important comes up that I want to spend my bells on. So I picked a neat little area kind of in the middle of the town, and I think this fountain will look really good. I even donated 10,000 of my own bells to start the construction funds, and I'm starting to realize I might have donated too much, where I might not be able to make that goal of paying off my mortgage today. I went and sold some stuff and realized I am short on cash. And I won't be able to afford the full mortgage payment today, so we need to make some quick money quickly if we want to reach our goal of paying off our mortgage today. I ran around, I found the money rock again, I found 3 more fossils, which was really good, and I got them appraised. I ended up selling them, and it's gonna be cutting it close, but we still don't have enough bells. Whoops. Yeah, we're still short. You know, I decided to go and sacrifice my perfect peach tree I had grown because these perfect peaches are worth more than an average peach. I know a lot of people will be upset about that, but honestly, in these types of runs, I try not to rely on fruit trees too much because I feel like they take up way too much pocket space and aren't usually worth enough money. But these are perfect fruit, so, you know, I went to sell it, and desperate times, desperate measures. I went to sell it, and it still wasn't enough. Not even close to enough that I needed to finish paying off my debt. So you guys see why I don't like to use fruit for paying off mortgages? I don't even know what my plan is anymore on how I'm going to pay it off today. I started shaking trees, some bees fell, I made a run for it and actually escaped, and then I went back and took the hive like the maniac I am. I found a gold nugget in one of the rocks. Is this enough? Maybe? I went to go sell, and yes, just barely, we have enough bells to pay off our mortgage. So I headed to the post office, I paid off my debt, then I went and talked to Nook, and he's down to expand my house for 198,000 bells. Literally double the price of our payment we just made. He's doubling the price to give me a little bit more square feet, and I guess deal. Let's do it. A little debts never hurt anyone, right?
Day 11, it looked like someone new moved in. Actually, I thought it was Cookie at first, but then I remembered that she already lived here. I actually had no idea she was my next door neighbor right here, literally. Okay, Money Rock, first try, let's go. I'm trying to find this new person. I went in Molly's house, which was actually an awesome house layout. What is going on here? I did some fossil finding, and since my museum is like way up at the main like town, Main Street town area, I think I might start just like stockpiling them, and then just like when my pockets start to get full, go and get them all evaluated at once to sell them in one go, because backtracking to the museum, back down, and just like back and forth and want to buy something from like the Nookling store, it's a little exhausting. I'm just running back and forth all the time. Okay, so I finally did figure out who my new villager was. They're a cheeseburger themed villager named Frida. So welcome to the town. Okay, it also turns out that Nookling Junction will be upgrading, according to what Timmy said. So, okay, cool, I can support this. I ended up buying this couch because I wanted a couch for my house. Also, I stopped by and talked to Tom Nook about, that enormous debt that I had. Great. I paid a modest 10,000 bells off on that one. Moving on to day 12, I found the Money Rock right away. What a great start to this day. Also, we just got this bigger house, which was cool and all, but did we even take a look at the bigger house itself yet? It looks nice. I pushed my furniture around so it looked even better. I went back outside and I later found a lost item. Who could this belong to? I asked around a bit. Eventually, I found out that it was Elmer. Come on, man. You gotta stop losing your copies of Cotton Swab Man. Now here's the good news. He gave me a cityscape wall, which this could be really cool. I also found a silver nugget while I was running around. I decided to put the cityscape wall up in my house, and wait, this actually looks awesome. This is really cool. I was really hyped about this wall, but we are definitely gonna have to do something about this carpet. But I mean, look at this. This is neat. Now we can't really shop today since we know Nooklings is closed, so we decided to wrap up today maybe a little bit early. Day 13. Honestly, I'm feeling like I am so far behind at this point. I am so behind on my debt, and trust me, I know how expensive Animal Crossing New Leaf ends up becoming compared to all the other Animal Crossing games, and I really don't want a repeat of what happened to me in Animal Crossing Wild World. Oh man, not again. Today is the big day of the new store opening though, so let's go look at that. It's TNT Mart. Ooh. Look how fancy it is. Now I am looking for new floors because we need something that fits better. I'm not sure I like this one though that they have, to be honest. Still, nonetheless, it's nice to have a new store. Also, I'm starting to realize how much of an eyesore this gyroid dancing is. I swear, after I pay my debt off, I think I'm going to try to prioritize getting this fountain paid off real quick too, because I want to have this, like, as a part of my town. Also, I'm starting to notice weeds have been popping up, so I'm trying the best I can to pick them up whenever I run by. Elmer randomly stops me and he wants to play hide and seek, of course, so he invited some of the others. Now, hide and seek's an interesting thing in Animal Crossing New Leaf. You have 15 minutes and they are gonna hide, and you have to find all 3 of them before your 15-minute timer runs out. At first, I thought they were kind of good at hiding. And then I found Frida and realized that, yeah, I don't think this is going to be too hard to find everyone. Now, Elmer, on the other hand, he was hidden a little bit better, I guess. And then there was Molly. She was over here behind a house. As my grand prize for winning this, I get a bathtub? What a weird prize to get for winning hide and seek. I decided to go inside the house and put the tub in it, but like, what am I supposed to do with this? Day 14. We've made no real progress on paying off our debt, but we've been saving up our fossils. We could potentially make some big money. Maybe we can make enough money to even pay off our debt today. Dr. Shrunk is here. He's at my door and This is kind of like an ominously dreary day already, and he's not doing stand-up like he did in City Folk, so why is he here? Okay, so apparently he wants to open a shop? Right. I'm the mayor. Kind of forgot about that, but I guess everyone has to come to me first about these types of things. Okay, he says that he wants to open up a club called Club LOL. Two things. That's not a shop, first of all. Second thing, what? Okay, so he needs signatures for the club, and he wants me to do it. For his club that he's opening. He actually literally says, "Did you shout do it yourself inside? Maybe yes, no, I see." Well, more content for this video, I guess, so now we're gonna try to have to run around and find these 6 signatures, besides our goal of, paying off our debt that we owe. Okay, so I botched this money rock. I got the fossils assessed, and of course, we have 7 fossils, so I'm happy about that. That should be a lot of money. I take it over to Reese and Cyrus's, and they're willing to give me 27,000 bells for all these fossils. That's it? Really? I don't know why I was thinking I was going to get like 80 to 90,000 bells minimum, if not way over 100,000 bells here. I'm really off in the pricing of this game right now, aren't I? I've actually avoided turnip training this far in the video because of how stressful that can get, and if I remember correctly, New Leaf has a more updated turnip marketplace algorithm, so I think big wins in the turnip marketplace are rarer than small steady wins. So right now I've been trying to look for alternate methods to make a lot of money, but I think we will have to try to dabble in that at some point in this video. And if you don't know what turnip gambling is, don't worry, we'll recap you when the time comes. But for now, let's just, focus on something else instead of trying to make money. We have the 6 signatures that we need to get for Club LOL. So while we lament our terrible financial situation in our Animal Crossing game, let's go get some signatures. Okay, so I run around, I find Beardo, he signed, no problem. Then I found Gigi, Limburg was nearby, no problem there. Sterling signed next, which meant I needed just 2 more signatures. I found Cookie, who thought I was asking for an autograph. I was just sure, whatever, please sign. And I keep tripping for some reason while I'm running around. Don't know what that is all about. I finally went into Frida's house to find anyone else to sign, and she was willing to sign too. So now all I have to do is go and find Shrunk. I went up to the Main Street area. Digby's wearing a yellow jacket, and I don't know, he's just such a cool character. I wish I could rock a jacket like that. Alright, I found Shrunk. He said Club LOL will be open at some point, I guess. Neat. I also bought this slingshot. Finally. Well, I didn't get around to paying off my debt, but I have another plan for tomorrow, which we haven't tried yet, and I think it could be a big breakthrough in money-making strategies. Okay, day 15, you might notice it's nighttime, and no, this isn't a part of some weird Animal Crossing seance. I was actually thinking back all the way to when this game first came out. There was a trick that I used to do back in the day to try to make bells, and I'm starting to wonder if I can still remember how to do it. Remember how one of the earlier days of this video, Tortimer told me that he had this special island? Well, today, I think we're gonna go there. That's exactly what we're gonna do, actually. Okay, so even though at this point it's winter in my town, if I go to his tropical island with Cap'n, the island itself will be tropical like summertime, and essentially we can recreate a summer night by us coming at the evening time, and we can try to catch rarer summer night exclusive insects, and maybe try to make a little bit of a profit. Maybe. Here's the catch. It's 1,000 bells to travel over there, but I still think it's worth it. And while I don't remember all the specifics to the strategy, I think I remember catching beetles is a good thing. Getting back into it, it's a little bit trickier than I thought it would be. You have to be really careful not to move too fast, or the beetles will fly away. Especially the rarer beetles, those are super sensitive to even the slightest bit of movement or noise. Okay, after a little bit, it started to come back to me. I think I'm supposed to scare off these smaller beetles so that new ones will spawn, because there's a limit to how many beetles or insects will spawn at a single time. After a little bit of practicing, catching a few things, I actually caught a golden stag. These are like the super rare boys, I think, that are worth a lot. I also caught a couple of other little things like an emperor butterfly. I don't think they're actually worth a whole lot, but I think sometimes it's good to clear them so more beetles will spawn in. I saw this shark-looking thing in the water. I tried to catch it, but I was way too slow. Then I caught a Goliath beetle. Let's go, another rarer beetle here. Eventually, I had my pockets full of all the beetles that I caught from this trip, so I used the Dropbox to store them back so I can get them over on my town.
And while my pockets will have a couple of things in there, I'll have to make multiple trips to sell them because when I get back home, all of my items from before get put back into my pockets. So we'll start making our trips back and forth to sell, but ultimately this is a pretty cool strategy. If I have the patience to do this every single day, that's a question that's still up in the air. I feel like I might lose my mind, but for making some money every once in a while, this could be a big breakthrough in our strategy that we've been looking for. I also decided to go get my fossils that I had on me evaluated so we can make a little bit of extra money. So the moment of truth for the first half of my insects or so and the fossils I found, 28,000 bells. Not the worst run. On the way back to get the rest of the bugs, I actually heard a balloon flying over, and now that I have a slingshot, we can actually shoot it down. It's a balloon sofa. No thanks. Going into our second sale of the beetles, we made 36,000 bells. That's really good. We literally made over 64,000 bells today, so what a day. Going into day 16 after yesterday, we're actually pretty close to maybe being able to pay off our debt. What is going on today out there, by the way? I caught this snowflake. I wonder if they're worth any amount of money. Then I fell in a hole. I did the money rock, and I found quite a few fossils today and some gold hidden inside of a rock. I slingshotted another balloon out of the sky and got a balloon dresser. No thanks again. Wait, am I only going to get balloon furniture out of balloons? I really hope that's not the case with New Leaf. I have a decent amount of fossils, so we decided to sell some stuff. I ended up making 28,000 bells for selling everything, and that snowflake was worth 500 bells, which isn't bad, I guess. But you know what? Let's get into the next segment of this video, a little quick game that I like to call, Why Did Elijah Not Pay Off His Debt Today? I mean, we have a lot of bells. Okay, so I found this floor for sale in the Nooklink store and decided to buy that instead. I mean, look, it looks cool. Alright, so we still have a tiny bit of debt to go. It might take us a little bit longer, but we'll deal with that tomorrow. Day 17. Why didn't I pay off my debt yesterday? The new floor that I bought looks nice, but it would look better if I had, maybe more furniture, maybe some better matching furniture. Okay, I really got to get this debt paid off today. We have important things to take care of, like paying that debt off of the fountain, or even the more debt that we're going to get for this house. Honestly, we are so close. We just got to find like a money rock and not mess it up. Well, somehow I messed up this money rock anyways. Hey, maybe I can find a few fossils and gyroids, and what those add up to be maybe will be enough. What's being built over here next to the TNT store? There's like some construction noises going on. I was walking around and Cookie wants to move. Oh no, we can't have this happen. I know I never talked to you, but please don't move. Okay, fortunately enough, I convinced Cookie to stay. This isn't like Animal Crossing New Horizons though. Sometimes you can ask them to stay and they'll just get up and leave anyways. I ended up selling some stuff for 11,000 bells, which hopefully should be enough. Okay, yes, we paid off our debt, so I guess Tom Nook's willing to expand my house again. It's gonna cost us 300,000 bells this time. I am getting an entire upstairs, but still, that's a lot of money. I think after we get this upstairs, we'll try to focus on paying off that fountain as quickly as possible first, and then we'll have to deal with all the debt for this house, but at least we get that upstairs tomorrow. It's day 19, and uh-oh, I got on at nighttime again. You know what that means. No messing around. I want to get this darn fountain paid off, and I'll catch bugs to do it. I ended up going to the island, I caught some beetles, it took me a really long time, I tried to catch another shark and I missed it, then I caught some more beetles, and I tried to go after the higher valued ones, but I'm not very good at this. It was a whole ordeal, but I did end up bringing the total amount of bells that I had in my wallet up to 73,000 bells, which I think is pretty good. Now we do have to think of what options we have here, because I could invest the money into, this little fountain project. It wouldn't cover all the costs, but get real close, or I can save up all the bells and gamble it on the turnip stock market, which is a real gamble. I spent some time thinking about this, and you know what? We have enough on hand to just almost pay this off, so I'm starting to feel like we should just pay it, but at the same time, I'm starting to think that if we want to make big money, we're going to have to end up making some big risks. Maybe it's time we make some money and really start to throw it at the game's algorithm with the whole stock market and turnip stuff to see what happens. We definitely have a lot of options to think about. Okay, apparently today, Beardo now wants to move out. You know what? I don't feel as strongly about Beardo as I did like Cookie, so yeah, Beardo, you know what, you can go. Good luck, dude. Okay, so what's going on here? Beardo got offended that I didn't care that he was moving, and now he's refusing to leave my town. What in tarnation is happening? Okay, day 20, we just have a tiny bit to go to finish paying off this well, so let's just do that real quick. I ended up finding some fossils, I hit the money rock, I also broke this rock and we sold everything and we had enough bells to pay off the fountain, which is a great feeling because now we can actually think about doing other things like paying off our debt, or maybe we should start thinking about what our next public works project will be. Maybe I should finally fill my house with furniture. We really will have to figure this all out sooner or later. Day 21, the new fountain has officially been built today, and look at it in all of its glory. I mean, it looks pretty nice, I think. Earlier when I started loading in, Isabel said that there was a venue opening up today. Is that club we helped? Oh boy, this should be interesting. I decided to stop by the Nookling store, and this Alpine shelf was actually pretty cool, so I ended up buying it. I also didn't mind this ceramic tile, and now that we have an extra room in our house, you know, that whole upstairs that we never go to, I think we can maybe finally use it. I also bought a wallpaper. Let's not get too carried away with all of my spending. But honestly, what's the point of having a big house if I actually can't put stuff in it? I went back to the house. I put the new floor and wallpaper down upstairs. It doesn't really match too well, but I guess we'll fix this later. I was honestly more excited about finally checking out that club, seeing what is going on there. And no one was here. Okay. Well, apparently shows happen every night at 8 p.m., so we'll have to come here actually in the evening, but it looks like a cool venue. No one's here though. All right, it's day 22. It is time to activate Operation Make Money. We owe a lot of money on our house, and we want to do more projects, so we need money. We need to take risks. So this is the game plan. Today, we need to make as much capital as possible. So we're going to go and we're going to bug hunt. Then we will continue to try to make money all week long so that come Sunday, we can invest all of our money into the turnip game. Step 2, we're going to buy low and sell high. And then step 3, we're going to profit, and hopefully we don't lose everything we work for. But it's all up to luck here, I guess. But I'm feeling lucky. Okay, we also have some fossils that we'll sell today to make some more capital. And I went down to that little island. I caught a ton of stuff. I spent way too long trying to catch a ton of stuff, but, you know, we did. So we'll see if this gives us some good money to deal with. You know, after selling all the fossils and all the bugs that we caught and everything, we already are back up to over 100,000 bells, which is crazy. We won't be doing the beetles every day this week, since I think I'll lose my mind if we had to do that daily, but I do think we're off to a solid start, and maybe we can hit it once or twice more this week and be in good shape for the whole turnip game, because we're going to go hard trying to make just like a life-changing amount of bells in Animal Crossing. But first, the club has opened up, so we want to go and check out the club. Oh shoot, look at this. DJ KK is here, and there's actually someone else here. Cookie's here just hanging out? All right. I hung out for a bit, and then I decided to wrap things up because we have some busy days ahead of us. Going into day 23, it's a Tuesday, which means we have 5 days before turnip sales, which means we can make a lot of money, but we also need to make sure we're keeping up with everything else that our town and house needs. You know, I'm totally just trying to justify buying more furniture. I'm just saying. I got this cool space heater in the mail from my mom. I put that in my house, and Katrina the Psychic is here. For 500 bells, she'll tell me my fortune. You know what? Why not? Oh wow, look at this like moving camera effect that she has where it like spins around. This is kind of cool. This is actually wild. Okay, so she told me something about some clothes I'm supposed to wear and reminded me that bad times are just times that are bad. Once again, thank you, Katrina. I feel like I wasted 500 bells. Day 24 consisted of finding fossils. A lot of my backlog of fossils is starting to get full, so I guess we should go get these evaluated so we can sell them. The Nookling store is selling a fur carpet. Yes, please. Also, this cabinet and lamp look really nice, so, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. It might not be responsible, but hey, they look cool. Also, while we're running through the town, I realized we don't stop at this tree that's been kind of growing by the main little plaza area. It's growing strong after 24 days. I'm proud of it. Okay, I messed up my money rock, and it was pretty bad. I panicked, okay? I didn't expect to get it here. I did end up getting 12,000 bells for selling stuff, so I kind of made up for the money I spent today at least, or at least mostly. But I mean, look at this. This carpet does look pretty great upstairs, and the lamp doesn't look that bad either. I ended up taking the bookshelf downstairs, and I didn't realize I already owned literally the same one, and I don't think the Nooklings do refunds, so I'm gonna have to bite the bullet on buying this twice. Day 25, the Nooklings are selling a dishwasher today, and listen, I know I don't have a kitchen yet, but what if one day I do have a kitchen? I might want a dishwasher, so here we are. I bought it.
Also, after this many days, I decided I needed to change up my look a little bit. I bought this cool sweater and took my monocle off for, a new type of look. I feel like I've proven the point that I'm the mayor already, so we can go for a more casual approach. I talked to Isabel, and she said that the town hall wants to hold a ceremony for that fountain we got built a few days ago. Why not? It was cool. There was a lot of talking and clapping. I even gave a speech where I said that we did it, and it went pretty well. Okay, day 26. It's Friday morning, and we managed not to burn through all of the money that we made. And Sunday is going to be this big day for turnips, so we gotta tread carefully for the next couple of days. Now, maybe we can make a little bit of extra money before we literally just gamble it all on the turnip market. I did go and did the money rock. I got some fossils evaluated. I stopped by the Able Sisters again to see if there's even cooler clothes. Honestly, I should stop by here more often. They were selling a spacesuit, and how could I not bite on that? And look at this crown for sale. This would be perfect for me as the mayor. It's literally 10 times more expensive than what I have on hand. So, no thanks here. I like this rain hat though, and at first I was gonna buy it, but my pockets were too full, so I didn't end up buying it. And maybe that's for the better, actually. So I went back to the mayor's office and I talked to Isabel about another public works project, and I don't know how we will pay for it yet. But I feel like we should start thinking about other types of public works projects for our nice looking town. I think we could really use more street lamps, and we're lucky that the default bridge is in the middle of the town, so we don't really need to build any more bridges, at least not yet. And since the lamps aren't too expensive, it means we can probably afford a few in between mortgage payoffs and whatnot. Hey, I can dream a little bit, can't I? I ended up choosing this place over by the fountain because I think it would be nice if we had a bunch of lamps all over the town, so we'll just hope for the best here. Day 27, I checked on the Public Works project to see if the town managed to collectively raise enough bells. They raised 287 bells out of the 30,000 required. Great work, everyone. Okay, so today's the last day to sell stuff and get ready for turnips, so we aren't gonna, once again, donate any fossils. We're just gonna get them evaluated and then sell them. I actually had 5 fossils on hand, which is great. I stopped by the Able Sisters just to say hi. They had this crazy hat for sale. I had to buy it. I know I'm supposed to be saving, but look at this hat. Also, while I was running by, I noticed this store. How have I never realized that Leaf had already opened a store here? When did I miss this? Good to know that there's this little store here, but I literally forgot all about it. I sold my stuff to Reese, and I ended up making another 15,000 bells, so tomorrow's the big day. And now, here we are, day 28. It's Sunday, and it's about to get stressful here. We're about to invest all of the money that we've saved up into a turnip market and hope that the algorithm helps us profit and make even more bells than what we've saved up already. We could also lose it all here. It's a pretty big risk. I'm gonna do a really quick recap on how turnips work, just in case you've never sold turnips before. It's pretty straightforward. So here's the quick rundown on how turnips work. Essentially, once a week on Sunday mornings, Joan comes and she sells these turnips. She sets a price between 70 and about 120 bells every single day, and you could literally buy thousands of turnips. Like for instance, today we're gonna be putting 130,000 bells into buying around 1,600 turnips. And that's because she's selling them at 92 bells per turnip, which isn't really that bad of a price. Now, essentially tomorrow, Monday, and every single day through Saturday, Reese will be buying turnips at a different price each day. There's essentially a randomized algorithm that decides what the price is set to each day. Sometimes Reese will be buying at a very low price where you end up losing money if you sell your turnips, but other times she might be selling at a higher price where you could make a profit. Sometimes the market will rocket up and sometimes it can crash. But the big important thing we have to realize is we have to sell by Saturday or else our turnips will rot and we'll lose all of the money that we invested in the turnip market. It's kind of like gambling. So now that we have our turnips all laid out here, we're ready to jump into this week and hope for the best. Also, while I was running around, Beardo wanted me to get him a peach. I told him no, and he kind of got salty about it. I don't know. Okay, day 29, and this is our first day of checking to see if Reese is going to buy turnips at a good price. Today, she's buying at 68 bells a turnip, which is like a 30% loss of what we just bought at. Well, that's not a great way to start. I do hope she brings the price back up because, ouch. All right, so now while our bells are essentially sitting here as turnips now and not something we can actually spend, I thought it would be a good time to side quest and maybe we could try to pay off some public works projects with the money we can earn between now and when we sell our turnips. So I think it's time we head back to the island and try to catch some beetles, and maybe we can get like a street lamp or two paid off this way. When I finally got to the island,
island. I caught a horned elephant beetle right away. Let's go. And then I caught another one. And then I ended up catching a ton of rare bugs. I even ended up skipping on keeping butterflies and other low tier beetles just to keep room in my inventory for the bigger catches. And after doing this for quite some time, probably too long, we decided to travel back to the main town. And of course, I only have 500 bells on hand. So hopefully we did well with these beetles and we'll make a big profit. And profit we did make. My first sale when I filled my inventory up was 71,000 bells, which is huge. I did really good catching beetles this time around, didn't I? I didn't realize I did that good actually. Then I went and grabbed the rest of the beetles that were left, and my second run was 28,000 bells, which means all in all, just from that little trip to the island and then, you know, all that time it took catching the beetles, I ended up making 100,000 bells in beetle hunting. I'm proud of that. Okay, well, I did promise myself that we would use any money we earned this week to pay for public works projects, so let's go pay off that lamp, I guess. I paid it off, and man, this lamp is gonna look awesome. I am gonna cut down this tree though, because I feel like it's kind of in the way. I do need to go buy an axe though to cut it down. I went to Nookling's store and he wasn't selling an axe, so I bought this cool couch instead. Whoops. All right, now we're going on to day 30. I can't believe we've been at this for 30 days already. I added that couch to my bedroom upstairs and I think it looks nice. It might look better if the upstairs was maybe a little bit bigger, but I digress for now. Okay, Reese is buying at 122 bells per turnip. That's actually really good, but it's only Tuesday and I have to wonder, what if the price keeps going up? I mean, what if it crashes? A 30-ish bell profit on each turnip is a really good number, but man, am I selling too early in the week? Could the price get substantially better? I don't know. I decided I was gonna walk around and try to think about it for a bit, and while debating what to do, I ended up going to town hall to set up another street lamp to be placed kind of near where the first one was. I feel like right here it looks really nice. We just will still need to remove that one tree. We're getting off topic. I did end up paying off that lamp, which was sweet, just having the money right there to pay it all down. And after doing this little side quest, I think I made my decision that we're not going to sell our turnips despite the 122 bell price Reese is buying them at. I know it's risky, maybe I'm a little greedy and I'm hoping for a bigger amount, but hey, we can always make more money and this will totally pay it off if we can manage selling at a good price. Okay, day 31. It's Wednesday. I'm a little bit nervous about what the price might be for the turnips. I mean, did we just risk it all for nothing? We checked with Reese and she is buying at 120 bells per turnip, which is 2 bells less than yesterday. And I don't know what to do. It's safe for another day. Should I just sell and take this profit even if it's a little less? But what if it's about to shoot back up? What if we just have to hold one more day and hope? I mean, sometimes Thursdays are known for being a really good day for the turnip market. I hate that I'm doing this, but I think I'm gonna hold one more day and hope that the price shoots up tomorrow. I did go ahead and dig up some fossils. I did the whole rock breaking thing, just trying to get like materials and bells and whatnot. Hopefully this will be worth it. You know, these lamps look really good. It would look even better if I could grab an axe and cut down this tree. The Nooklings don't sell an axe for whatever reason today, which is annoying. But then I remembered Leaf has a store and he sells axes there. And I went there and he's not selling one today either. I'm so unlucky. All right, it's day 32 and it's a big deal. Did we profit big or did we lose it all? I'm so nervous. Before we go though, my mom sent me this Astro floor. I don't know what that is. I tried to put it down and I realized it's the same floor I currently have spread out on my floor already. So whoops. Okay, what are the turnip prices looking like? Yikes. They are back down to 71 bells a turnip. That is very low. I really should have sold during those 2 days that I had. Now I could sell now at a pretty big loss, but it could also go up tomorrow. I guess that's what I'm banking on right now, but I feel pretty defeated. I really should have sold those 2 days that it was so high. I'm mad at myself. Also, nobody is selling an axe either. I still can't cut down this dumb tree. Okay, day 33. It's Friday. We're running out of time. We literally have to choose to sell the turnips either today or tomorrow, and I have a feeling the price isn't going to be getting much better, but we're going to try to hold on anyways. Also, today's supposedly Groundhog's Day. Sweet. Oh no, the price dropped even worse. I don't think I can actually recover from this. I don't think large spikes come on Saturdays either, so I have a feeling we're going to end up taking a huge L here. But just in case, because this price is so low, I say we just sell tomorrow, whatever the price ends up being, and just deal with the L that inevitably is going to happen. Maybe we can be prepared to try to make some money up so we have like 100K going into Sunday when it's time to buy turnips so we can try again. But I'm pretty mad at myself that I didn't sell when I saw those good prices earlier. You can tell I'm nervous because I choked the money rock, and I went to Isabel because of Groundhog's Day and she gave me a Mr. Rossetti model, which is as like a consolation prize, I guess. Also, I like this little groundhog's frame thing that I can put my face in. That's kind of cool. Day 34. Today we have to sell our turnips. We literally don't have a choice or we lose all the money that we invested in the first place, and I guess a fraction of what we earned is better, but it's probably not going to be a good price. Also, Limburg apparently is moving out. I had no idea he was planning on moving, but I guess I'll stop by and say goodbye to him at some point. All right, let's talk to Reese. And what is happening here? The turnip price shot back up. I mean, it's not as high as it was, but this is still a really good profit. This is incredible. I cannot believe it. On the last day, the turnip price went almost as high as it was at its peak from what I can tell. Yeah, we'll go and sell the turnips. Obviously, after I made the trips to sell all my turnips, I ended up having 233,000 bells. I could literally pay off most of my house right now if I wanted to. But now hear me out. This might sound ridiculous, but turnips go back on sale tomorrow. We could just double or nothing our money and make a real profit. Like, that's not a bad idea, right? Let's go say goodbye to Limburg and think about it a little bit. I go to Limburg's house and he's literally not even awake. Should I say goodbye to him? Do I even bother? Okay, I woke him up. He didn't care. Bye, Limburg, I guess. I left, I fell in a hole, and I finished the day out. Day 35, I hit a flawless money rock to start this day off. We have a lot of money on hand and Joan is back, so we could invest all of our money back into turnips if we want to. She's selling turnips at 98 bells, which isn't great, but it really isn't bad either. So I think we're gonna go all in, buy turnips again, double or nothing this time. I also feel like I need to be more critical with myself when I sell. I'm gonna just take a good number if it pops up and not hold ridiculously. I don't have a lot of pocket space on hand either, so I decided to run and do some stuff to clear out some pocket space. There was no axe for sale, but Nookling does have a GameCube and a shelf and a fridge for sale. So yes, please. Also, Leaf finally has an axe for sale. Great, we can cut down that stupid tree. Let's just cut it here, and that's so much better. I decorated my house a little bit, then went to go spend my 240,000 bells on turnips, and here we are, right back into gambling our money away. Hopefully it goes well. So it's day 36 with all of our money in the turnip game right now. Maybe it's a good time we go and beetle hunt, so maybe we can knock out another public works project or something. I don't know. Okay, it's Monday and the turnip prices are 119 bells, which is already good. Why did it have to be good right away? Like, I'm always under the impression that Mondays are the worst day to sell turnips. So now I'm conflicted because should I hold or should I gamble? I love gambling. While I was trying to think about it, I hit another flawless money rock. And then I went and decided to hunt beetles on the island. And I spent a long time doing this until eventually I had a full inventory. Essentially, I ended up making about another 100,000 bells just beetle farming. It's a shame that this takes so long because if it didn't, I would do this more often and I wouldn't feel like my sanity is constantly at risk trying to catch these dumb beetles. I think we're gonna hold on selling for now and just play it the risky way and hope for the best. Day 37. All right, maybe we should have sold yesterday, but maybe today the turnip price will be good. I checked and it's 140 bells. That's actually really good. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna be overly greedy this time. We've learned our lesson. We're gonna go ahead and I think sell. I feel like this is the right call to make here. We're gonna have so much money by doing this. So let's just sell and not think about it too much, not think about what the price could potentially go up to and call it good. I ended up selling all my turnips and I now have 438,000 bells. I literally started yesterday with practically 0 bells. We made 100K on beetles, and then I guess the other 338,000 is just on the turnips. We can actually pay off our debt and have money left over for public works projects, which is a big win. Yes, all paid off. I finally got the debt paid, which means I can choose to either expand an existing room or add another room to my house. Honestly, while I would love to have a new room, I want to get my upstairs a little bit bigger first because it is really tiny. So let's do this first and then we'll go for getting a new room actually. 500,000 bells, Nook? Really, just to expand one room? That feels like a lot of money. I feel like I'm being tricked here. All right, whatever, deal. I'm gonna try not to think about how much money that is and how long it's gonna take me to try to pay off 500,000 bells. Also, let's go ahead and get a public works project funded and started before I change my mind on how I want to spend my remaining bells. I picked this bench because it's only 30,000 bells. We could probably add something else like a street lamp later and still have money left over to start saving up for the next turnip run. Also, I like this spot that I picked for the bench. Okay, day 38 was something a little bit different. Now, my wife has been eyeing Animal Crossing New Leaf for quite some time, and she knows it has the reputation of being one of the best Animal Crossing games, but she's only really played New Horizons and then watched me play some of the older games. She hasn't really interacted with Animal Crossing New Leaf all that much. So, Sandy decided she would actually give the game a go and kind of check out Kikawani a bit for herself. So, we set her up, she was on the train ride, she talked to Rover for a bit, she did the whole thing new players do. You get a tent from Tom Nook, and you get to pick where that tent would be. She met up with some of the villagers, she bought a shovel and dug up some fossils. Matter of fact, she played enough that she even paid off her first debt. I think it'll be nice having someone else living in this town also. We're definitely not going to follow her day to day, but I think we'll stop by her house and see how things are going from time to time. It'll be interesting to see what progress she's making just on her free time whenever she jumps on Animal Crossing New Leaf. Going into day 39, well, we owe 500,000 bells now, but the house is looking nice and big. I also bought a toaster today. That's about it for today. Day 40, I found 2 fossils right next to each other and then fell in a hole. But after hitting the money rock, I realized my pockets were getting pretty full on fossils and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get those evaluated. Maybe we can get everything sold. I stopped by the Able Sisters and they were selling a stylist suit, so sign me up. And I ended the day making 18,000 bells, which wasn't too bad. But day 41, listen, it's time we come up with a game plan. All right, so we have 136,000 bells right now. We could use more money on our side here, so we have a big amount to invest the day turnip buying comes. Now, of course, I know hunting beetles isn't fun, and it's also 9:30, and I think that the store's only open for like 30 more minutes, so we'll kind of have to hurry here. That is, if we want to buy all the beetles and sell them still tonight. So we need to go ahead and enact this game plan now. I head to the island, and I decided to try to come up with a new strategy where I cut down this specific tree that seemingly gets the wrong type of beetle the most. Am I onto something here? I don't want to ruin the whole ecosystem unless it benefits me, so we have to be somewhat careful. I'll be honest, hunting these beetles was an awful experience. I eventually caught beetles, but I don't know how long I can do this. Like, I don't see myself being able to do this trick forever because I'm losing my mind and losing my morale every time I miss a beetle that should just be mine and easy to catch. I was there for a long time trying to catch these darn beetles. At least though, by the time I make my way back to the mainland and I head to Reese's shop, it's open past 10, which was good because I thought she'd be closed for sure, which was a relief. I sold the full inventory worth of beetles that I had caught on the island and ended up making a little over 110,000 bells. That's really good. And we have 256,000 bells on hand now, which could be a solid investment for turnips, but we'll begin another nerve-wracking week tomorrow instead. For now, I decided we should go head down to the club and see what's going on a Saturday night, and KK's here doing a normal guitar set. That's kind of cool. Let's go. It's kind of nice seeing him on stage just being normal KK Slider for once. Day 42, I get a letter in the mail with an ornate wall from my mother. I put it upstairs. I run around and I look for Joan for a bit, and here she is, and she's selling turnips at 101 bells per turnip, which is a little bit high. But hey, we will go for it because we're willing to risk it all to make a profit. I ended up buying 2,500 turnips. That is so many turnips. We literally have no money. We spent everything that we had. I did go and find a money rock. So now my plan is just to sit back, let the turnip market do its thing. I'm gonna avoid beetle hunting because that was awful, and maybe we could make some money and pay off like a public works project or something while we wait for the turnips to skyrocket in price. Also, I bought this cool lamp from the Nookling store. Just thought I should mention that. Day 43, it's Festivale. How does this work here? Hey, maybe Festivale will mean good luck for us with the turnips. I run over and the turnip price is 130 bells, which is actually pretty decent. But at the same time, it is Monday, and Mondays are, you know, a weird day for turnips. Last time we waited and it ended up paying off big time. And while I do want to bite and make the small guaranteed profit, what if, guys, just what if the big price is right around the corner? Instead, I caught a feather. Then I decorated my house a bit. Then I ran into Pave. Hi, Pave. He wants me to go and find red feathers. I caught one and brought it back, but then he told me he wanted 3 red feathers because 1 wasn't enough, of course. I later played rock, paper, scissors with Sterling and I won, and he actually gave me a red feather, so now I only need to find 1 more. After running around and catching all sorts of different feathers, I got a 3rd red feather and went back to Pave, and he was more hyped about the rainbow feather that I had found. Nonetheless, he eventually did take the red feathers and gave me some furniture or something. Then he wanted green feathers, and I'd actually found enough green feathers around running around, so I got kind of a double lucky with pave this time. I'm sure the furniture will end up looking nice in my house. Day 44. Turnips are now sitting at 144 bells per turnip, which is really good, and it's on an upward trend, and I could continue to hold, but I really don't want to risk it. This is a guaranteed safe sell and a decently big profit. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and sell. I go ahead and pull the trigger on it, and I now have a total of 372,000 bells, which I think is pretty good. We earned over 100,000 bells in selling the turnips. Also, it looks like the Nookling store is upgrading today. Big things to come over here. We still don't have enough to pay off our debt, but maybe if we take all of these winnings here and we reinvest the winnings, we get one more good week, we can pay off this debt and we'll be set. I also got some fossils assessed, which we'll sell tomorrow as well. Day 45, it's actually Valentine's Day today, and Isabel sent me a cake, and my mom sent me a sweater that I probably won't wear. I decided to go ahead and put the cake inside of my house. I had some stuff I wanted to sell at Reese's, but there was this cool vending machine cooler thing for sale that I really wanted to buy just in case one day we have a dream kitchen. Up at the Nookling store, there was a certificate for sale. I bought that because I've always wanted a certificate on my own. I tried to hang it above my bed even though I couldn't really center it. Day 46, I money rocked. I found this blue thing inside another rock. I fell in a hole. What is this? Kikowani campground. How long has this been over here? I went over to this little side area. I met Harvey. He has a little thing where you can buy stuff with meow coupons. I guess those are things I should have been collecting this whole time. Whoops. There's an RV here, and who are you? Blanca, what happened to your face here? Well, I don't get to redraw Blanca's face in this game, but it's interesting seeing her with this face. I wasn't expecting that. Day 47. Maybe today we can do a little public works project or something. I ended up going ahead and setting up another lamp. I feel like we need one more to really pull the town together, especially on the south side of the town. I bought this closet because I felt like it would go well in my house, and then I did a little bit of decorating. Now, we haven't done too much as far as earning in the past couple of days, and we might have spent a little bit of money, but we still have well over 300,000 bells, and turnip buying is about to come, so it's gonna be a big day. A risky day, but a big one. Day 48, I'll be honest. It's been really nice avoiding doing any more bug hunting. Depending on how turnips go this week, it'll dictate if we have to hunt for more bugs, but I'm confident it's gonna go well. With one day left to prep, I kind of did the usual. I hit some rocks, I checked some shops and avoided my villagers. This watermelon table is so dumb looking. I really want it. I ended up putting some furniture in my storage just to make room for it, but I really like this table. I also decided to assess my fossils and sell them so I have the most money and also pocket space going into tomorrow. And I haven't checked the turnip prices since we sold, but I was curious to see how this week ended. I took a look and the turnips had dropped to 19 bells a turnip. That is the lowest I think I've ever seen. I feel like I've dodged a massive bullet selling earlier this week, which is really scary to think about, but hey, we're still doing good. We sold, and that's what matters. All right, day 49. When's the snow finally gonna go away? I find Joan, and the turnips are being sold for 108 bells, which honestly is a little high for turnips, but I have a feeling that we can still sell high. I know it's risky, but we gotta risk it to make a profit, right, guys? Well, here it goes. We're gonna spend 300,000 bells on turnips and hope that it pays off. Day 50. We are at the halfway point and we have everything on the line right now. It looks like Elmer is moving. Oh well. I bought some cool stuff at Nooklings that I can't wait to put into my house, but the big question is, what is the turnip price at right now? I had a bunch of fossils I need to get evaluated first, so we did that, but afterwards, we went to go check the turnip price, and they are at 97 bells, which is a bit lower, but we just gotta hold out, right? It's only the first day. There's no reason to panic. Day 51. I'm panicking. I go and check the turnip price, and they are even lower. They're now at 85 bells a turnip. Yikes, but there's still enough time for things to turn around. I dig up some fossils, I decorate my house some more, and that kind of wrapped up this day. Day 52. The turnip price is down to 76 bells a turnip, and I'm getting nervous. It is in a downward spiral, and it's getting worse every day. Do we sell now and stop the bleeding, or are we gonna hold out and hope that the price springs back up and we get something good? We do have 300,000 bells on the line. This is an awful situation. I'm incredibly nervous. I decided to stop by the Able sisters, and Mabel actually talked to me and kind of remembered me once, so I appreciate that. I also got some new clothes for once. Yeah, let's get these glasses on. Let's take this hat off for a bit. At least I look different in case debt collectors will start trying to find me. They might have a harder time recognizing me. I don't think I'll look like this forever, but it is a vibe, I think.
Day 53. It's already Thursday, and we really need this turnip price to turn around. They're even worse today. They are at 68 bells a turnip. I am terrified, but I can't sell. Like, I'm holding on to hope and dreaming that I'm either winning it big, or I guess we're gonna lose it all. Heck, you know what? If I have to do beetles again, then so be it. I am believing in this turnip price, and I'm willing to risk it all. We are gonna hold out and hope this price skyrockets back. Day 54. I am not believing anymore. We're down to the wire. I'm either gonna sell today or sell tomorrow. I don't have a choice. I have to choose one of these 2 days or the turnips will rot and we make 0 bells. I am scared to look at the turnip prices, and they are 59 bells a turnip, which could end up being the biggest loss historically we've ever had in a video like this. This is awful. I'll be honest, with what little bells I had, I bought this desk though. I guess this will all come down to whatever price we see tomorrow, and I'm not sure I like these odds. Day 55. I can't look. I can't look. The anticipation is killing me. 51 bells. Oh no. This is even lower than yesterday. This actually is not fun. After all of that, we're looking at this massive loss here. I'm really starting to regret even buying turnips this week. We should have just kept the money we had and invested it right into the house instead of playing the turnip game for another week, especially after we had that little win. Well, we don't have a choice. We have to sell or we get 0 bells for the turnips. So we just liquidate what we have and hope for the best. So we sell the turnips and we are down to 146,000 bells, which is literally less than half from where we started. So this really bites. It's not a good feeling. I'm feeling pretty discouraged right now, I'll be honest. Well, day 56. Wait a sec, where'd all the snow go? Did it finally melt away? Wow. Honestly, I don't really know what to do right now. I'm a little bit down after losing all of that money. I decided to go see what Sandy's been up to, and actually, this house looks pretty nice. There's some decent progress here. You know what? I'm glad Sandy's been kind of liking Animal Crossing New Leaf. It is overall a pretty good game. Even more so, you know, we really shouldn't just let a little financial issue ruin our spirit. I think we need to come up with something and try to like turn the tide of what's going on with our financial health in Animal Crossing New Leaf. It's time we enact Operation Make Money No Matter What. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can do this. We're gonna recoup all of our losses in one beetle hunt. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how much it hurts. We're gonna do this. And you know what? Today is technically turnip day. As defeated as we are, the best way to make money back is to take the remaining 146,000 bells we have on hand and we go and buy turnips. I know it sounds like a losing fight, but turnips are on sale today. We just gotta pull ourselves out of this and gamble again. It's like the gambler's guarantee. It's like this saying where no matter what, you win eventually, right? Turnips are at 105 bells a turnip, which could be better, but you know what? We're gonna buy anyways. So I spent the last remaining money we had on more turnips, and then I went to the Nookling store and I didn't have enough money to buy this chair, and I was a little bit sad. But you know what? We're not down and out just yet. Day 57. Guys, today is the day. We are manually digging ourselves out of the hole we got into. We're going bug hunting, and we aren't coming home until we have a decent recovery plan lined up. Turnip prices are actually at 128 bells, which is actually not a bad price. It's a small gain, but at this point, with how much we lost, I'm willing to wait a day or two to feel out the price, and hopefully I don't live to regret this. We headed down to the island, and this time I decided to go more aggressive with trying to min-max the strategy on catching beetles. I chopped down all of these middle trees here, and I dug up these bushes. I hope this doesn't mess with the spawn of the good high-value beetles, but maybe it will mess with the spawn of the low-value bugs that are taking up like one of the spawns of potential insects that can spawn into this island at any given time. I'll be honest, I did not expect this to work as well as it ended up working. This new strategy worked insanely quickly, and it was noticeable right off the bat. I started catching the high value bugs left and right, and mind you, the valuable insects here range from between like 6,000 bells to 12,000 bells a piece. So I filled up my pockets faster than ever before with insects not spawning in the middle. It actually makes it a lot easier to predict and manipulate where the insects are spawning. And then I dropped the insects off in the drop box, and then I went back and caught some more and literally filled up the drop box to the brim. I even had caught 2 golden stags in a row, which once again, those ones are worth 12k a piece, so this is really good. After quite a while of beetle hunting and catching more than I've ever caught, I decided to head back and take our winnings over to Reese and I'll be honest, I went from having just a few thousand bells left to over 352,000 bells in one beetle hunt where I filled up the drop box as full as possible. That is crazy. I was playing this and Sandy was watching me and she pointed out something that kind of resonated with me. This is way better than turnip runs because it's actually guaranteed. I guess in this series, I've been so caught up on the turnips because I spent so much time turnip flipping because in older games it was the best way to make bells. I never thought that maybe a better way to earn bells could come around. And maybe now that we have this island maximized the way we do, this could be a big money-making strategy. I'll be honest, day 58, I don't even care about the turnip prices now. We have this thing on lock, and no matter how badly we got burned and how much we make with bug hunting, we now are turning over a new leaf. Still, we have those turnips, so we might as well just check the turnip price. It is 493 bells. What? What? What is going on here? This is an insane spike. This is huge. I have no idea how this happened. Like, this is a very, very rare high price for Animal Crossing New Leaf turnips to be purchased at. I mean, after all of that bad luck, we get this random massive win. I'm so glad we randomly threw those last 100k bells at the turnip market. I went and grabbed the first load I could fit into my pockets of turnips and sold them for 419,000 bells already. What in tarnation? I grabbed the rest of the turnips and sold those for 246,000 bells. We literally just made 660,000 bells in this turnip run, which is way more than anything we lost last week. Between that and the beetles, we have nearly 1 million bells on hand. All of a sudden, we went from practically bankrupt yesterday to 1 million bells. How did we manage this? Okay, stay focused. Let's pay off our debt first. I'm so shocked. I do feel like this is a once in a rare turnip price experience, so I'm not going to necessarily believe that we're going to get this turnip price on a regular basis, but man, we got so lucky. Okay, I guess I never talked to Tom Nook after I built the expansion, so I can't make my repayment yet since his store is closed. But what a day it's been already today. We'll have to pay off some debts tomorrow. But yeah, we went to the club to celebrate and it was a good time. Okay, so day 59, we paid off our debt. We went and we talked to Nook. Guys, I think this is it. We can finally add a new room and give ourselves this dream kitchen we've been talking about forever. Okay, the next debt's 348,000 bells. We actually have enough right now to pay for it if that's what we wanted. Maybe we will. Hey, you know what? Now that our debt's paid, we can change up our look a little bit. I went for a military dictator today. I think it fits. I'll remember to put that on when I leave, though. I actually talked to Sable and she finally responded to me for once. Look at us fostering our parasocial relationships. Day 60, it's leap day today. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our new expansion. It's cool, except this furniture is blocking the door. You know what? I think this area could work. It is a little small. If we had a bigger space, we really could do something cool with it for a kitchen. Also, I'm realizing now I forgot to put my new dictator clothes on, so let's change that. Well, since this new room was a little bit cheaper, we do have plenty of money to pay it off, so why don't we go ahead and pay it so we can have more room to work on our dream kitchen with. All right, paid that, bam, easy. I decided to talk to Nook, and he lets me know that the expansion is going to be 498,000 bells. Why are the little expansions so much more costly? Well, let's go ahead and do it. Darn you, Nook. We are making big moves, though. I also bought this table because I thought we might need more furniture when we actually start moving things into our kitchen. Day 61, our expansion looks so much better. I started moving stuff in there, and yeah, this kitchen's definitely going to be a work in progress. Also, now I feel like the main room is missing a bunch of stuff. It does look like we have our work cut out for us, that's for sure. Day 62, I money rocked. I sold some stuff from my pockets. This Outback hat goes crazy, so I decided to buy it. It's time we come up with a game plan, though. Hear me out. Tomorrow is turnip day, and while I don't feel as reliant on it, we know it can be a fun thing to throw money at, so let's be a little bit responsible. Why don't we dual hunt a bit, and we'll put a third of all of our money straight to our debt pay down, so that's responsible, right? A third of our money to our turnips, and we'll put a third of the money, whatever's remaining, to public works / maybe a little bit of spending money. I mean, what could go wrong? We already have 157,000 bells on us, so a little beetle hunting could really go a long way. So off to the island we went, and we hunted beetles, and it was the casual beetle hunting experience. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit wild. This first beetle hunt went really well. I actually now have over 457,000 bells, and honestly, the whole hunt is so much better with those trees and bushes gone. Like, I'm a pro here. So I got to thinking, what if we do a second trip to do even more beetle hunts. And this time around, we'll only focus on catching beetles that are worth 8k and above, so we'll skip out on Goliath beetles. Hopefully this doesn't burn me out, but I did go and we headed to the island, and look at this, another beetle hunt. And it went really well. This was a little time consuming, so by the time we made it back, the store was closed, so we'll have to sell it tomorrow morning before we do turnips, but that should be okay. Day 63, it's turnip day. I sold all of the beetles that we caught in our second run, and now we're up to 810,000 bells. This is actually insane. A lot of hard work, but now we're cooking. Okay, let's be responsible and stick to our word. We divide it into 3 sets of approximately 275,000 bells each. We'll put 275k for turnips. We'll do 275k for our house payoff, and we'll spend some of the money on some sort of city project and some for, you know, some pocket change. That's not embezzlement, right? So making our payment on our house, that actually paid off half of our mortgage, which is pretty good progress. Now Joan is selling at 106 bells, which it could be worse, I guess. So let's just go ahead and spend 275,000 bells about on turnips here. We did that, and it ends up leaving us with about 270k for town spending and whatever else, so we'll work on that this week. Day 64, first turnip price of the week, 50 bells. Pretty low. I don't think we're going to sell, and I'm going to try not to panic because we know good things can still happen with the turnip price. We decided to go look at the public works projects, and honestly, I feel like there's never anything new here. I wonder what I need to do to get more options of different things that we could start working on for public works projects. This water well is pretty cool though, so let's go ahead and do that. It'll be 148,000 bells, but it is something that we can afford. I picked this spot, which I think will look great if we get rid of some of the flowers, and we also paid it off and got rid of those flowers. So look at us moving. Day 65, Rudy is moving away. I don't think I know who that is. Did I miss a villager move in this whole time? Whoops. In the meantime, turnips are up to 133 bells. That's pretty good. But what if it gets better? Do I hold and hope, or do we sell out now? I ended up choosing to hold and hope, and I really hope this doesn't bite us later. I did buy this tree for good luck though. Phineas showed up? I don't remember having too many interactions with him ever. Well, it seems like he acknowledged my gambling addiction just by looking at me. Uh-oh. He gave me a badge. Isn't he supposed to do that after I haven't gambled in a certain amount of time? Not like while I'm in the midst of doing it? I don't know how this works. Nonetheless, I take it from him. Thank you. I also looked for furniture and wallpaper and flooring over at the Nookling store, and nothing looked really good, which was kind of sad. I also changed up my clothes again. Okay, there was both a Halo and a wizard hat for sale. I ended up deciding to buy the Halo to send to Sandy, and I got the hat for myself because I think it looked cooler on me. And when I mean I'm going to send the Halo to Sandy, I mean I'm going to bury it in front of her house and she can dig it up later. Also, I got some fossils evaluated. Day 66. Turnips are up to 189 bells. I mean, it's on a rocket ship like we saw last week, but that's still really good. I think we just do this and pay our house down right here. So let's just sell all our turnips. We ended up with just under 600,000 bells after selling everything, which is really awesome. We did great this week. We can pay off our debt and have some money left over. So I paid it off. And you know what? After all of this, maybe it'd be nice if we changed up our exterior, since Nook always has these different exteriors that you can buy from him. Okay, so Tom Nook says that my house needs to be bigger though, before we can do that, which is kind of a shame because I was excited to do this. I'll be kind of honest. I'm not really sure what we should work on next. I think I have my hands full with trying to get this kitchen sorted and refill my main room and bedroom, but maybe we could do a basement. It could be really nice to have something a little extra, and we can just do that in the meantime while we decorate more. The basement will cost 428,000 bells, which isn't really far off from what we have on us, but I'm also not too eager to just pay off the debt randomly when we still have a lot of room to fill up. I think we could do the basement. Also, I bought a lamp. Something new is under construction here over on Main Street. I wonder what that'll end up being. Day 67, I feel like I've been neglecting my town. There's weeds everywhere. I don't know all of my townsfolk. Maybe it's time we slow down from like money-making endeavors just for a little bit and enjoy some of the other aspects of this game a bit. I got this mama panda from my mom in the mail. I guess I have the first thing I can put in my basement. My house is weird, but it is slowly coming together. Also, I decided out of curiosity to see what the turnip prices were today, and they're 39 bells a turnip, which is a massive crash. I did a good thing selling when I did. I also weeded a bit more. I bought a tile flooring from Nooklings and another big flower carpet. I'll sort these out later. I also bought this wallpaper, and I bought a typewriter. What a day. I still wonder what they're building over there and why it's not ready yet, but I digress. Day 68, honestly, this weed situation is getting out of hand in my town. There are weeds all over. We're gonna be busy for a minute, and also what's going on here? Reese is awake for once, and he's very defensive of his wife. It's kind of adorable. I continued to just weed a bunch. I went up to Main Street, and Is this Limburg? I thought I saw him around here earlier. Is he still just like hanging out even though he moved away? I guess he came back to shop. So hi, Limburg. I got some fossils evaluated. Kix now has a store. That's cool. We could buy some new shoes. I got those black loafers that look pretty good on me. And I bought a new outfit from the Able sisters, and man, this is looking good. Yeah. I feel like I look great now. Day 69, we've been buying a lot, but not actually decorating, so let's spend some time decorating. Actually, I kind of need to just spend a few days coming up here just decorating and weeding and talking to some of our villagers and just kind of slow down and not worry too much about money. By day 73, I kind of realized that our tree here in the little main area is starting to grow strong 73 days later. It's a little bit bigger than it was when we first planted it on day 1. The basement, still really small, but it now has this cool exit sign, and my house doesn't look too awful. I ended up selling some more stuff today. I did some more yard work. I figured out that campsites are a thing here, that I can order things from the actual vans, which is a big discovery because there's some cool things you might want to buy, like this candy machine I ended up ordering. What else do we got going on? Honestly, there's quite a bit about this game that I don't feel like I know about. This game went really in depth with the amount of features and things you can experience, and there's just a lot to try to keep up with. I have a strong feeling that not knowing everything about New Leaf will play a big part at the end of this video, so just like hang on for that. Day 75, that candy machine I ordered finally arrived. 2 of my villagers that moved out are both just hanging out up here in the little main street area again. Regret moving away, I see. I feel very vindicated. I kind of want to see the Nookling store expand before we reach the end of these 100 days, so I end up buying a lot of little furniture things I think could look nice. Over here, the Able sisters building is actually under construction, which is interesting, and I went inside and the sisters started arguing about boring things like profit margins. Also, Joan's RV was over in the RV camp today, and I really liked her lucky cat, so I ended up ordering that, and I got this little paper lamp she had as well. Day 77 is the fishing tourney. That'll be interesting. I put a fan upstairs in my room because I feel like I like the feeling of a fan blowing in my face when I sleep. I don't know what I'm doing down here in my basement yet. Okay, and honestly, how many days will Limburg just be like hanging out around at the top of my town? Like, he moved away a long time ago and he's here, it feels like, every single day. Okay, it looks like Nooklings are planning on remodeling their store, so that's really good. And that other building is still under construction. I wonder when we'll get to finally see it all finalized and done. Okay, so Chip wants me to catch a loach for a fishing tourney. Okay then, I went fishing quite a bit. I caught all types of things like squids, a couple of random fish, whatever. I finally did catch a loach. Let's go. But apparently Cookie had me beat with a bigger loach than mine, and then Chip ate my loach. So I was like, all right, you know what? We can compete. I went out there, I caught 2 more loaches, and none of them are bigger than Cookie's. So I gave up. I couldn't figure it out. Cookie is just the best fisher in the town, I guess. Okay, day 80, I really messed up. I forgot to hit record, so I have to explain everything in retrospect because I only hit record after I finished my day and then went back to show you guys what happened. I was enjoying playing at a nicer, slower pace. I still have a lot going on in my house that I want to settle before paying, but really it's looking like things aren't going to be able to be fully maxed out in the 100 days. There's just way too many upgrades that are way too expensive, but this will lead to something very important by day 100. So just like hang on for a second. Also, there was the new remodels that happened on Main Street. We have the new DIY store. There's some good stuff there to have. And now Leaf has his own little door to the shop. Harriet, you might have noticed, finally moved in after 80 days and I was able to change my hairdo. She asked me a bunch of questions about what type of hair I wanted. And I said I wanted it to be messy and she ended up giving me this haircut. And I'm not happy about it. It feels like I have a blue mullet going on. So I don't know what to do. Day 83, I've been acquiring furniture, but not spending too much time decorating. So, you know, today's the day we got to really get to work with like putting the furniture items we've been purchasing and collecting down in the house and trying to move things around to make it look great. I got on day 86 and it was a rainy night. I decided to add another lamp to my town because I feel like they look really good. So I talked to Isabel and I paid it off. But while I was looking through the things that I could buy, I noticed that there's something called a reset center now available for 368,000 bells. I mean, that could be a really cool thing, but that's also really expensive. So while I think about it, I'm gonna go buy some more furniture to continue to decorate my house, which has seemed to kind of become my new priority with these last days. On day 89, I remember to go check on that new light that we had funded a few days earlier. The offerings at the Nookling store for furniture is pretty weak today. I decided to go get a new haircut because I can't keep living with this hairstyle. I tried answering the questions in a different way than how I originally answered it, and I just kind of rolled the dice with what type of hair options I'd end end up with, and oh my goodness. Harriet, what did you do? Please put it back. The mullet was way better than this. She won't let me change my hair again, so we're stuck like this at least for a day. Maybe we can buy a hat or something. I don't know. I was looking at what hats were available, and somehow I feel like the jester hat will make me look like less of a joke than I already look like, so I ended up buying that to wear. Day 90, I immediately went back to Harriet to get my hair changed again, and I paid the $3,000 again, and this time around, I feel like she gave me the 2008 Pete Wentz haircut, but in the color blue. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that reset center and how cool that would be to have in our town. We don't have enough bells to pay for it outright, but a beetle run could give us plenty of money to fund it. So I decided, you know what, let's go to Isabel and find a good place for it. Also, while I was doing this, I set up a pitfall seed to see if Isabel could fall in. She's actually immune to falling in, but then I accidentally fell into my own pitfall seed, which was maybe a little bit awkward. Off to beetle hunting we go. I had this cool streak of catching a bunch of horned elephant beetles back to back to back to back. I'll be honest, I kind of got carried away catching beetles, but that's okay, I guess. I was kind of ready to wrap things up by the time I did get back though, so we'll sell the bugs tomorrow because it's already getting late. Going to day 91, I started off with a little bit of decorating because I had some stuff in my pockets I wanted to clear space for before we sold the beetles. Then I went and collected all the beetles and we made nearly 600,000 bells, so we did really, really good. Up on Main Street, Limburg is always here. Dude, you moved away a long time ago. Why are you still here? Nothing good for sale though, so we did go ahead and pay off the reset center though, so we'll finally have that built by tomorrow. Day 92, Mr. Rossetti shows up at my door, and this is terrifying. I thought I messed up somewhere saving my game, but he wasn't there to scold me. He actually just wanted to thank me for building the reset center. He told me it was off limits though. Yeah, right, we'll see about that. I just spent a ton of money on this. First thing I tried to do was to go right to the reset center and go in, but I actually can't go inside. What is this? How do I get in here? How do I open this up? I tried hitting it with a shovel, there was no luck. I ended up looking it up online, and apparently this place only opens up the first clear day after it rains. So we're gonna have to wait for it to rain and then come in on a clear day afterwards to actually get to go inside of the reset center. I'm a little salty about that. I just spent 300,000 bells. I want to be able to go in here whenever I want to. I went back up to Main Street. What up, Limburg? I bought this milk can, and now we just gotta wait for a rainy day, I guess. By day 94, we didn't have any rainy days, but cherry blossoms seem to be blossoming now, which look pretty cool. I am glad I get to see them here. Also, it's April 1st, and Blanca is here. Does this mean I get to draw on her face finally? No? Okay, so she ninja teleports away, and I guess she's gonna go into someone's house and pretend to be them. This is gonna be crazy. Okay, so I found out that she went to Sterling's house and they started calling each other fake bros. This is really funny. After a little bit of just letting this go on for a second, I finally exposed the fake Sterling, and the real Sterling was so appreciative. He actually gave me his picture. Okay, this was actually a kind of funny event that they put into Animal Crossing. Honestly, I waited hoping we would get some rainy days for days, and we just weren't lucky. It was just streaks of sunny days with no rain. So day 98, we still haven't gotten a chance to see Mr. Rossetti. I feel like we're gonna miss out on this. Matter of fact, there's a lot of things I feel like in Animal Crossing New Leaf that we haven't gotten to experience yet, even after 100 days, which will lead us to a big decision that we're gonna be faced with in just a few days. But in the meantime, I did my normal decorating. You know, I was thinking I could turn the basement into a bathroom. Maybe if I had more time, we could expand it. I mean, there's a lot of expansions we could do really with this house, with how big these houses can get. I decided to go over and look at Sandy's house, and it looks like she's been busy. She got the bigger house upgrade, added some new things like this flaming torch. That's totally not a fire hazard, but this does feel like a very Sandy-like thing to put a lit tiki torch in her house, so I'm not surprised, and I'm kind of impressed. I bought some cool things up in Main Street, and I said hi to Limburg again. Day 99, I went to Main Street again. I said hi to Limburg again. I bought this cool jar shelf, which I think will look good in my kitchen, and this is the last Saturday of this video, so I decided, you know, to take a nice night stroll, go to the club, and listen to KK Slider like old times, and honestly, kind of reflect a bit, because Animal Crossing New Leaf has been a really cool adventure so far. Also, KK played KK Oasis, in case you're wondering. This brings us to day 100. I think it's really cool that out of all of the days to end this on, it's the day where the cherry blossoms start falling, so we get kind of a unique weather effect on this final day. Sterling ironically asks me about moving out here on the 100th day he was here, and he's been here since the beginning. I mean, he gave me his photo. I really didn't like him at first, but he kind of grew on me. I asked him to stay, and he actually said that he would, so that felt kind of good. I also bought a clock. Harriet let me know that she can now do colored contacts. Does that mean I can finally change my eyes from these goofy ones? Oh no, she's asking more about color, and I think I just changed them to the same color I already had. Maybe I was supposed to ask about the makeup to change the eyes themselves. Well, I guess we can't figure it out now. I just got scammed on day 100 for 3,000 bells. You know, my house is pretty solid. I'm pretty proud of how far I got. You know, the kitchen would really come together if I had a couple more small items to kind of fill in some of the details. Maybe a sink would be nice too. I'm pretty proud of my house. Actually, matter of fact, I'm pretty proud of how great this town looks, even if I left some weeds behind here and there. I feel like we have some cool things going for it. The layout's nice. There's some cool public works projects, but there is a list of things that I never got to experience in these 100 days that I just never got around to. I never went swimming. I really didn't help Blathers at all with his museum. We didn't figure out more of the public works projects, which means we never got to get the roost, which I would have really loved to have. We didn't get to do a bug catching contest. There was something called island tours we should have checked out. There's Red, who I never really bought anything from. There was those exterior things that Tom Nook only offers when you have a bigger house. What about Gracie, or customizing furniture, or just gardening in general? After 100 days, this is the first time in this Animal Crossing series that I feel like I haven't gotten to experience most of what the game has to offer. So, while we did complete our goal at making this a 100 days in Animal Crossing New Leaf video, I think for the first time ever, the next step is to begin working on the things we didn't get to do and expand this video to be the first ever 365 days in Animal Crossing New Leaf. So at some point we'll be back here with another video documenting days 101 through 365 with probably a recap of these 100 days real quick at the beginning. I think that's the best way to handle this. I think there's a lot more for us to see, and maybe we can actually get this house paid off one way or another, literally giving ourselves an extra 265 days. It's gonna be a lot of work, but if this is something you'd like to see, hit the like button. That's the best way for me to gauge the interest on that. Nonetheless, it's been a lot of fun documenting 100 days in the GameCube version, the DS version, and the Wii version before this video. So if you haven't watched those, make sure you go watch them. Or hey, just make sure you're subscribed for more Animal Crossing content. It'll be a little bit before the 365 days video is out, obviously, but I got a lot of other Animal Crossing planned videos in the works too, and maybe some other Nintendo things besides just Animal Crossing. So I'm excited for those. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys next time with a new video. Also, make sure you use the Gamersupps code RocketSloth at checkout so you can help support this channel, since we didn't have a video sponsor for today. Okay, bye guys.